Well, thanks. I mean, certainly biosecurity is something that farmers are taking very seriously right now. In my industry, the pork industry, the spread of African swine fever around the world has certainly got our entire industry talking and looking about our specific vulnerabilities, but also I think broadening the conversation to other sectors of the livestock industry in particular to look at what some of our vulnerabilities are. We've in the past already identified some, such as the lack of a foot and mouth disease vaccine that we've worked really hard to address. But again, just taking this opportunity to really kind of look holistically at where we are. And I will say, of course, for a farmer, biosecurity starts at the farm, right, at the farm gate. So as we look at biosecurity, there's many different levels to it. And farmers are certainly taking a careful look at their own operation. How well can they control access? What are the particular risks? Who are their vendors of feed and other supplies? And are there holes there that they can address? And then, of course, we kind of step it up to more the state or industry level, looking at how, in our case, pigs move across the country, how they're sold, how they're marketed, and what risks that potentially could take. But certainly, of course, looking at it from a national perspective, keeping the U.S. and indeed North America, there's a lot of cooperation with Mexico and Canada. How do we protect the U.S. from some of these foreign animal diseases and other threats? And that's really where we as an industry are having our conversations right now, looking at some of those vulnerabilities that exist. And we have identified several. Certainly making sure that we have a really robust customs and border protection force is critical. There are deficits in the number of agricultural inspectors that we have, and they do play a really important role. Things like what we call the Beagle Brigade, the dogs that actually sniff out agricultural products that are either intentionally or unintentionally trying to be brought into the country illegally. Other things too, such as certain things that we import that might pose extra risks that we need to address. Organic soybean meal that's imported as animal feed is one thing that we, as the pork industry, have identified as a real concern when it comes specifically to African swine fever. And there's other things too that we're looking at, just in terms of infrastructure development. For example, do we have enough truck washes? We know that's a critical part, keeping livestock trucks that move animals around the country clean between uses, critical needs. So again, we're kind of looking holistically from the farm to the national border at what we can do to really strengthen our ability to keep these things out. I mean, after all, as they've always said, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, and that's where we've got our focus right now.